Untitled 4-color commentary here. Thanks for watching. Actually went out today with my sons to Joplin, Missouri. Went out to one of the vintage stocks there. They have two actually. They also have a great comic book store called Hurley's Heroes. I got a big haul from there here just recently. But I wanted to clue you in on some 50-cent books that I got during their Labor Day weekend sale. It started today. And so I was kind of, 50 cents, even from $1. When you're paying 50 cents per book, it was buy one, get one. It's BOGO, so it's 50 cents a piece as far as I'm concerned. But when you're just paying that kind of money, your outlook changes a little bit. You're willing to take a few more risks. I did that, but I also just caught some stuff that was eye-catching. I really satisfied a lot of my collector's bug here in that, or my collector's impulse here, in that I got some stuff that was just good looking to the eye. I took a risk on a few stories, but then I actually bought 6 issues of a series I'd never even heard of that actually kind of looked promising, and I wanted to try it out. So we'll just jump right in, no particular order. Got the Monsters Unleashed special, and I'm not even sure what this is. I'm going to take it out of the bag. It is a, let's see, Monsters Unleashed. I guess it was just a special. No, it was number 7. I'm sorry, number 7. And this is the lenticular cover, okay, that has the homage of Fantastic Four number 1, okay. Now, one of the things I had noticed is that Marvel didn't do as good a job on the lenticulars as DC did a year or so ago. And it does have a little imperfection up here. I mean, it was 50 cents. It's not perfect. That's okay. It doesn't have to be. But you can see both images at the same time, and it's a little bit distracting. You can never turn it to an angle where you don't see both images, at least to some degree. But still kind of cool. But DC did a much better job. I think their lenticular covers were thicker, and so I think that allowed for better and clearer visibility of both images. But I also got this one, and this is a no-brainer also. It's a classic cover. It is actually Spider-Gwen number 25, but it's an homage to Amazing Spider-Man number 300. And so there is somewhere in there is the Spider-Gwen. Yeah, there you go. And you kind of make out Spider-Gwen there. But the better cover, understandably, is the most prominent, which is great. But anyway, I love that cover. I always love that. Who doesn't love that McFarlane cover from Amazing Spider-Man 300? So anyway, just a couple of neat 50-cent snags. And I understand that those were kind of, like I say, I think fans were a little bit underwhelmed by those covers because of the visibility issues. And then I got, I'm going to take off the sticker so I can see, well, I just take it out of the plastic. Got issue number 84 of Batman. City of Bane, just a random story out of the City of Bane, but it's Bruce Wayne, the Bruce Wayne Batman going up against is it the Earth 1 Batman? I'm not straight on my DC Earths, but his father. The one where his father became Batman, and they're duking it out high above the ground. And so I thought, taking a chance on a story, yeah, I'm jumping in the middle of something, that's okay. I just wanted to see the confrontation, okay? Now this was really cool. I love the Spire, the old Spire Christian books, a lot of the Archies especially, and I got one I'd never seen before, never have had. Archie gets a job. Well, it's about time Archie got a job. No good beatnik. Get out there and get a job, boy. But anyway, so Archie gets a job, and it looks like Jughead's about to make himself a human kite there. One would expect that from Jughead, something like along those lines. That sounds about right, they'd say. So anyway, Archie gets a job from Spire. Now this was really cool, 50 cents. 50 cents got this very cool JLA number 8 Neil Adams variant cover, which pays homage to, I forget the issue, but it's the Batman issue, and in the original Batman issue, that was Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul. I pronounce it Ra's, because as far as I'm concerned, you always give way to the animated Batman series, right? And so, not Ra's, as from the movie, even though I love Christopher Nolan's movies, but Ra's. Okay, so Ra's al Ghul in the original was there, Batman was here. Now, it looks like Batman has stuck Superman with a kryptonite sword. Can't wait to look into that. But mainly, I just got it for the cover, because that's also another one of my favorite covers. The original is one of my favorite covers. So, great stuff. Now, you know what? I think I will put some order to this. Bear with me just a bit here. talk amongst yourselves. And here we go. All right, so this is a DC one-shot that went with the Tales of the Sinestro Corps, and this was Superman Prime #1. And I liked that character. I did read what was it? What was it? Final Crisis or I don't remember. Anyway, Infinite Crisis or something. The number of crises in the DC universe is infinite. But anyway, this was one of those, just again, taking a chance on the story. It's 50 cents, 4 bits. I thought, well, it'll be a good story. Find out a little bit more about that character and go from there. Next, for 50 cents, Minimum Carnage Omega. I don't even know, I didn't look up publication date. Oh, it looks like 2012. This is going back a ways. Minimum Carnage Omega. Okay, so I don't know what, I don't remember. I remember Maximum Carnage, obviously. I don't remember Minimum Carnage. The ad on the back here, the Avengers Battle for Earth ad, the video game ad, it says 2012. So there you go. So, he's got, it looks like you got the Flash Thompson symbiote going up against, the Starlet Spider 2, if you will. So, 50 cent read. Okay, now this next one. This is one of these books that I get anytime I can find it in high grade, I buy this book. And I better check the inside of it, because I always check the inside of books like this just to make sure, to see if maybe they're signed. I used to do that back in the day in the comic shops at Comic Empire of Tulsa and others. I used to find the random signed book. Because back then people didn't care about certificates of authenticity and all that kind of stuff. They just wanted their work signed, but wanted artists to sign their work. And so I don't know, I found probably half a dozen different Marvel team-ups signed by John Byrne back in the day, which is great. So I still check my comics, and no, there's no signature here. No Neil Adams signature on this Neil Adams book you may or may not have ever heard of. This is, you ready for it? Get ready. Sit down. Maybe you ought to sit down. This is Skate Man #1. By Pacific Comics, okay? That is very Neil Adams cover, obviously, with his signature right there at the top there, and Neil Adams Skate Man. Now, Mike McCormick, my local comic shop owner, soon to be retired, tells me that Neil Adams himself said that this is the worst comic ever published. I don't know, because quite honestly, I've never read it. It's time. I have, I think, 3 copies of this. But it's not the easiest to find in high grade, because I think people read it, laughed at it, and had a good time with it. So if you don't have a copy of Neil Adams Skate Man, you might want to reconsider whether or not you are a true collector. Okay. Next, I'll tell you why I started. I've seen this series floating around for years. This is actually a series, I believe, from the 80s, and it is a series by Millennium Comics, I believe. Yes, Millennium Comics. I'm looking for the copyright date because I don't do my homework before I turn on the camera. Okay, so I'm only missing 1 issue. Then this is copyright 1991. This is Doc Savage. Doc Savage. I love that cover. That is a Brian Stelfreeze cover. Gonna do some pressing, get rid of some impressions and such. But love the Brian Stelfreeze cover. Script by Mark Ellis, pencils by Darryl Banks. So, some early work of theirs, but this is going to be a competent book. I mean, very decent artwork, really pleasing to the eye, probably a lot because of the coloring process, okay? But Doc said, love that cover, almost a gold. I mean, it's just ink, okay? But there's something special about that gold, almost like a gold matte. Matted paint or matted ink or something like that. But here's why I actually went ahead and got these. Here's a 4-issue mini. This is issue #2, and this is a Doug Wildey cover. I love that. I love Doug Wildey. Doug's been one of my, of course, we lost him years ago, but he's been one of my favorite artists for years, over a couple of decades. And great stuff there, and love his, anytime I find some of his work, I like to pick it up. So there's issue #2, and I could not find issue #3, though I'm sure it was there. I went through probably about 30 long boxes today, one by one, just, you know how it is. And I have a crick in my neck today from this, And so here's #4, issue #4, another Stelfreeze cover. Makes me really wonder who did that cover, that cover of that third issue. So anyway, Doc Savage stuff. Love Doc Savage stuff. That's the stuff that you read when you just want to, you want manly comics. Okay, you wouldn't get nothing against Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. Y'all know how I feel about those characters, but I don't think you'd catch Doc Savage pulling on a pair of tights. Okay, unless he'd been published by the 70s Atlas. Okay. Or something like that. So, next, now these are the ones I kind of took a chance on. A couple of series I'd never heard of. I can only find one issue of this first one, but it was at least the first issue. Issue number 1. I'm going to be able to start at the beginning at least, and if I like it, keep looking for it. Take that tape off, you people. Take that tape off so you don't have any tear-jerking tape mishaps. Learned that from a good friend of mine who is a comic collector and comics buyer and all that good stuff. Terry French is his name. Anyway, this is the Old West and New Magic. This is the Kingsway West. And very striking, very interesting cover there with the cowboy, with the lady samurai there, and there's something going on with that blade. I believe maybe there's some enchantment there. I don't know. It might just be what the colorist wanted to do. Who knows? So let's take a look at who the creative team is here. You got Greg Pak, created and written by Greg Pak, or Pak. Greg's done some good stuff. We know that. Mirko Kolak is the art. I have no idea. No idea. And I'm not going to read anybody else because I don't know who any of them are. But actually, I'm looking at the inside, and it's not bad at all. It's actually kind of nice, and like the interiors, and they're not displeasing at all. So that's Kingsway West, Old West, New Magic. We'll see how promising that seems from the first issue. I can't wait to dig into that. Oh, I didn't look for a publication date on that. What was that? That was August 2016. So we'll see what that's all about. Okay, now this next one, I actually have 6 issues of this next series, a series I'd never heard of. In fact, I've never even heard of the publishing company. It is a new paradigm. Okay, New Paradigm. And it began publication in the year 2013. Okay, and it is by Carl Bollers and Rick Leonardi. Love Rick Leonardi. Loved his stuff in the 90s. I haven't followed him, but this is going to be, I've already looked at the inside. It's going to be a nice reintroduction to his work. See how he's progressed, see how it's evolved. But anyway, this is Watson and Holmes. It seems to be a detective story playing out in the inner city, okay? And so, so Watson and Holmes, the first 3 issues at least, and I'll show you each one. First 3 issues at least, the art is by the same writer throughout. The first 3 issues are by Leonardi. There's Watson and Holmes number 2. I like the kind of the monochromatic covers there, the black and white kind of looking stuff there. I like that. Very moody. Okay, I like that. There's number 3, and again, Bollers and Leonardi, and then you have Leonardi does issue number 4 as well. Okay, so that one's color. I don't know. They made a change there. I'm not sure why. It may have something to do with the story. Watson and Holmes. The next one's a color issue, but its art is by Larry Stroman, as is the cover. And I can tell that Larry Stroman has one of those very distinct styles. He worked for Image back in the day, but I never got into Tribe very much. But I did like his stuff on when Marvel put him on X Factor and kind of redid X Factor and made it look different and new characters and such. Okay, and then issue number 6, N. Stephen Harris. And if I'm not mistaken, well, I'm not going to say anything, but I will. I believe he was the penciler on Aztec, The Ultimate Man, which was a book I really liked. I think that's right. But Watson and Holmes, and actually the writer changed as well here. Brandon Easton and N. Stephen Harris. So I don't know if this is an ongoing or a limited series or what, but I'm going to give them a try. And they looked kind of cool, and so anyway, just excited about that. So those are my 50-cent buys from today. I'm satisfied. Going to keep me reading for a little while, and plus the other stack of reading material that I have. And so anyway, just thought I'd share those with you. And I hope you enjoyed them. And so this is Mark Nichols with 4 Color Commentary signing off, and we'll see you next video.